since the 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bin Laden family, Osama bin Laden was the boogeyman that they wanted everybody to look to when they was robbing us.
Right. Try to put it off on him.
Right. See, the corporation ended in 1999, but didn't nobody have the jurisdiction to process it.
Mm.
Because didn't nobody organize the chiefs on the land by public notice until I did it. That's why it was so important to learn civics, to understand how to do public notices and shit, so that you know how the oral tradition override they written shit. Because the oral tradition is of agreements on the land is how we practice our law.
Right.
Right. So my clan, we follow the laws set forth by Larry Hoover and them back in the day. Right. So now they gave us a written code to follow. But our written code has nothing to do with the government. It's tribal. Whereas on the West Coast, they got an oral tradition. The OGs have to clear it before the YGs engage in the activity.
Right.
Now, I have to be in tune with the Crips, just like I'm in tune with the folks in Chicago, to understand how the tribes are communicating, so we can get the message through all the tribal networks. We're on the same page now. Time to get the imposters out.
Right. And I'll be seeing that shit in the West Coast and in the East Coast, even down south. You feel me? About, you know, GDs. I mean, Bloods and Crips. You feel me? Peace treaties, and that shit actually working. But in Chicago, it ain't gonna never be no, like, it ain't gonna never be no peace amongst like the GDs and the BDs. It ain't like, it's different in Chicago, but it's like everywhere else they can come together.
It will be. It will be.
So, bro.
It will be.
Unfortunately,
but
Chicago
Chicago
got a dark cloud over it, and that's
right.
like that's.
But
like
when they find out who behind the cause in the war, it ain't even us.
It ain't. But it's like, you're right. It ain't us, but it's like, you know, it's levels of hell. You feel me? Just like it's hierarchies of hell, like hierarchies of demon, different ranks of angels. You got different levels of hell. This earth is a fucking hell. You feel me? This continent is a different level of hell. The states now.
I think this shit heaven.
The city of Chicago, that's like the lower levels of hell, G. Like, for real. And it's not because of us, like you said. It's because the devils that created the cities, which is a Babylon. You feel me?
They took over the cities. They didn't create them. Those are metropolises that's ancient. They just altered. They just altered the way that we did business on the land.
So, from my understanding, you know, that's why I call it Babylon, because of Babylon is the cities that were built after colonization. So, like, you got
colonization. You ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem with that. But Babylon failed.
Babylon, man, bro. I don't think Babylon failed as long as the city's being built. You have city owners. You have. I pay it. I don't really be like, nah. I'll be I'll be behind on a lot of shit,
look,
bro.
The banks is closing. The hospitals are shutting down their electronics that affects the equipment and the IT shit. Right? You got a motherfucking receiving tide that been out for goddamn 3 days in the Gulf.
Yeah.
Probably longer than that now.
Mm-hmm.
That shit got to come back. The longer it's out, the worse it's gonna be when it returns. Because the water got to go somewhere. It ain't just disappeared.
It do. I would say like, okay, so like you got colonizers. Colonizers come to foreign lands, and then you have people, natural people that's live inside of those lands that take care of nature. The colonizers come through, they tear down nature, and then build their cities up. North America, this continent was a forest. We had forests and woods over here. We didn't have jungles. You feel me? But it was all nature. The colonizer come through, tear down nature, and build their cities up. Along with their cities, they bring systems, which is religion, slave system, which is the modern day work system. They bring all nationality, because the colonizers put nationality on. Now you already know, bro. put nationalities on our indigenous ancestors. But this what I'm saying, like Babylon's is anything that's not dealing with the natural people and in the natural order of life. There's no way we should be working jobs. There's no way there's only 13 families that hold all the wealth, and we have poor people. Like mental illness don't exist in nature. Like indigenous people don't have mental illness problems. Poverty don't exist in nature. You feel me? You know, there may be a class ranking system, but it's like I'm talking about the indigenous people that's the closest to nature. You know how close they is to nature if they don't speak in language and they still speaking in sounds and clicks. These are like natural people. They will be the closest to Big Mama, if anything. So it's like, since we got cities that's
Is what over, Angelo? I just got on here. Why was I the only one? I already told you that answer, kid. I'm the only one did the work. So, the women is the only ones that can push the envelope. Because they don't think that none of the women is going to step up and be like, fuck that. Don't wait on them motherfuckers. I go first. They don't think y'all do that. And they think that if it do, I'm only going to get like 5 or 6 of them. They don't think y'all don't recognize this shit for what it is. As long as we've been praying for this shit, y'all don't recognize it for what it is. Get the fuck out of here with that dumbass shit. So, Portia, as we went over on the video that Queen made me do last night out of nowhere, is I placed her in charge of collecting the information or passing out the information to the women because of several factors: sincerity, diligence, and what you call commonality or mutual contact. I stay in touch with her a lot. She do a lot of research, and we share information, and she the one that fit the profile I was given for the one who sends out the information. I was given a profile I had to match, and she matched. So I asked her to lead the dissemination of the information to the women so they know how this shit supposed to be broke. All the guys had to do is, like, for instance, if your girl got a Facebook page or something like that, have her, all she got to do is contact Portia. She going to tell her exactly what to do. This shit ain't hard. If y'all want out of this shit, I get y'all the fuck out. If y'all don't want out of this shit, I get me the fuck out. Because I can leave by myself. I don't got to take a motherfucker with. I can rebuild all this shit over again like I did several times before. These motherfuckers got so mad at me, they blew the whole goddamn galaxy out of position. Think about that. Trying to stop me, they blew the whole galaxy out of position. Fucking with my mama. Fucking with my mama. You think I'm not gonna motherfucking bring the heat behind no shit like that? And so anyway, it worked like this. Remember yesterday I talked about the stone being hewn from the mountain without hands. Well, I'm the stone. The mountain that I was hewn from, the fair mountain, fair as in beautiful, as in Sun Wukong was cut from a mountain of flowers, or flower mountain, or the beautiful mountain. So it was on top of Fairmount. It was on top of the Fairmount where I made the oath and the agreement in order for me to receive what I needed to get past it. So it's just like on Jason Bourne when they make the blood oath. When you're in a position where you got to make an oath, in order to get you free, you bound to that person until the oath is satisfied. But when the person refuses to acknowledge that the oath even exists, it can be picked up by another person who will acknowledge the oath and will declare themselves worthy and will lay their stuff out like this. So now, I'm going to go over the oath to you and how it works. So first on the Fairmount, we had to make the agreement that she would be in the judgment seat. She had to meet certain standard. Nothing can't be secret. She can't keep shit secret from me. She got to lay it all out. So on Fairmount, she laid it all out. Her struggles and her ambitions. But she didn't tell me the price she paid yet. Now, The Fairmount ended up rolling down the hill and landed on Strathmore. Now, I'm not going into the science of Strathmore right now because it's just going to sidetrack us, because I have to go into the Book of Life and find where I did the science on that. But as after we got to Strathmore, before she made the next move, we walked down Price, and she told me the price she paid. Now, this is how I knew what was taking place. When we were walking from the store coming down Columbia. Now, the significance of Columbia is it's the street that I grew up on, is the first one. The second significance of Columbia is it's associated with Christopher Columbus, which is part of the Moorish assault that tells us how we got into condition. So we left from Columbia, where the mine trap was initiated under Columbus. But in order for the final seal to be placed, now I need to know what her suffering was. What was the struggles that you went through? And she laid them all out. And she told me the prophecy on her life, and it exactly matched the prophecy I had on mine. And I had to follow those steps. Now, after that, not too long thereafter, now I told you my curse was unrequited love. All I have to do to ruin the relationship is tell somebody I love them, and it was over before I broke the curse. Now, watch what happened. I was sitting in my car one day, and I didn't want to do it to the point where the tears started running down my face, and then I had to tell her, because I know I got to set the next chain of events into motion. And so I said, you know what? I know I'm not supposed to tell you this, but you don't know how much I love and appreciate you. No response. Unnatural. Not normal. No response to it. Not natural, not normal. That means that she got to fucking know what I know. Now we about to get serious into the price that's got to be paid now. Because now this shit about to come to an end. It's not about the if, it's about the how and the when. So that shit came to an end. And it's in my Book of Life, how it worked. Only thing I got left in that Book of Life now is I got to go to the African Congo. She wasn't supposed to, India. This is part of a master raising, or doing a part for the master to raise a self. The person was instructed by their instructor that if I ever said that, don't respond. They also was given other instructions that unfolded to me over time because I was able to see them. Now, what was the first contact that I knew that this one right here would be exposed to the judgment seat? It starts with a whisper. Go back to your Genesis story, and the serpent whispered in Eve's ear. It started with the whisper. So from the whisper, I got to whisper a phrase in her ear. Right? Now, what do that mean? In the secret societies, it say, to tell it toe to toe, chest to chest, shoulder to shoulder, mouth to ear. I called her out of the rank and the file to ask her for the judgment by whispering in her ear. Right? She go back and disappear. I don't know what happened to her for a period of time. And then I get a call that she stepped on a nail. Yes, from mouth to ear, India. From mouth to ear. But I like the way you put it, from ear to mouth, because that's an eargasm if I ever heard one. Okay, so now she stepped on the nail. And this is my friend, and I care about him. It might be for a reason. I have to analyze it later. So I go check on my friend who stepped on the nail. Remember the crucifixion. Remember that the Christ was nailed in the feet. Right? I ain't gonna get too much into that. Just remember that. Because in a minute I'm gonna show y'all something when I go through this book of life. Nobody book of life look like my shit. My shit a bad motherfucker. My shit a bad motherfucker. I gotta admit it. I'm a bad motherfucker even when I ain't trying to be. I was just trying to answer a simple question. Alright. So now, I'm gonna flip this again. So I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. I'm looking through my book of life for a particular picture. By the way, had I not been able to read this shit, I'd either be dead in the penitentiary right now over the last 3 months. Trying to get that nigga out the way. You motherfuckers will never, ever outdo me on this shit. I'm genetically engineered to be the baddest motherfucker ever born. I gotta show y'all this picture. Because there's a reason. There's a reason for shit to happen the way it happened. Now remember, y'all been watching the Sphinx sleep. When it wake up, it becomes a griffin. The woman transformed into the bald-headed eagle. The bald eagle is for a reason. This is to indicate America. That ain't what I wanted to show y'all. Remember I told you? Scorpio, Leo, Saturn, and the heart, represented by the sun. Leo is controlled by the sun. So Leo controls the heart energy. You see how I go from here? Mercury. Scorpio is ruled by Mercury and by Pluto, which doesn't show up on here. So the Scorpio, now watch the lines. You raise up to the place of the union. Then she give me the ball. And I give her the ball. Now we got to get up here to Mars. So then you got Jupiter, the gift giver. Now notice where the gift giver is under Leo. Jupiter is the gift giver, bringer of gifts. Saturn is the restrictor. Mars is the warrior. Venus is the lover. Mercury is the messenger of God. Venus is the bright morning star. The only two stars you can see early in the morning is Venus and Mercury. Now look, Leo and Scorpio. I'm not making this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Now, if you look, you can see I got notes in here. I'm reading my book of life. I'm about to fucking go rogue on their ass. Now this is about her, not me. This was your initiation rite that became your crucifixion story. This is your Jesus. This is the rebellious woman that took the place of the rebellious woman. Meaning this is Mary who took the place of Mary. Well, who was the two Marys? One of them was a jinn and the other one was the queen of heaven and earth. Now look. She was crucified between a liar and a thief. A murderer and a thief, my bad. A murderer and a thief. Her sister had an abortion before the initiation, and her brother stole from me. She was crucified between a murderer and a thief. Abortion mama, brother thief. Now, they gotta be twins. The Gemini effect has to be able to be drawn from them two. So they gotta be twins. I'm not making this shit up. She has to be the mirror image to this. I'm not going to get into that because we're not going to worry about who she is. as we see. As we see. This is so everybody can have a chance to have the same motherfucking position in the heavens. It can't be no big eyes and little U's in this shit. That's how we got here in the first place. Motherfuckers thinking they better than other motherfuckers. Motherfuckers thinking because they are a man, they better than a woman. Or because they tall, they better than short people. Or because they dark, they better than light people. They still there. They just probably up higher. I don't know. I can't get that stuff. Like when I don't be doing nothing. Like if I be on a phone call, it don't always show up. But when I be doing something like this, it shows up thick. You know. So I'm not gonna worry about it. So y'all seen the Book of Life. I told y'all how to break the motherfucking blood oath. I told y'all what the restriction is. I can't leave the temple. I'm bound to the temple until I can satisfy the oath. And then I got to get marching orders from the queen to clean this shit up. Queen being Ein Sof. Ein Sof is divine wisdom. The divine wisdom is the queen of heaven and earth. And the queen of heaven and earth is the one who guides the steps of everybody in the name of love. Remember? Stepping in the name of love. So I want y'all to review this. I want y'all to understand what's taking place. There's only two positions, righteous and unrighteous. There's no middle ground. That's why I say there's no lukewarm. You either ice cold or you flaming hot. There's no lukewarm. There ain't no almost end. If y'all don't think I'm motherfucking 100 with this shit, don't fuck with me. 99 is not good enough. Your preacher is alright with his 10% or his 20%. But for me, the 99% is not good enough. You got to think I'm 100. You got to know in your heart I'm 100. Fuck that 99% shit. We had enough motherfuckers that don't got enough percentage. They don't got enough votes. They amps too fucking low. So, when the real leader is absent, any motherfucker can feel the position. All he got to do is look the part, and the people gonna fall for it. But when the real motherfucking leader on the scene, you get some motherfucking shit they can't dispute and get the fuck out the way. All y'all have to do at this point, start calling y'all news media and tell them that the president and the government of the United States is hiding the Christ in Michigan. They hiding the Son of Man in Michigan. They know he here. They got all his shit held back that they supposed to be giving him to clean this shit up. And y'all wanted to ask Donald Trump just one question. Why y'all hiding that motherfucker over there? Why y'all won't tell the world he here? Because they gonna wait till it's too late and you motherfuckers have to experience the wrath of the motherfucking troop of flying monkeys. They don't look like monkeys spiritually. Spiritually, they whole like beings. They look like giant metallic motherfucking people with wings. I used the thought form because it was pretty. And mama likes stuff that look pretty, even when it's tearing up shit. So when the mother gods, Mother Nature, is cleaning up some shit, it's the most beautiful storm you ever seen. But when it's the motherfucking imposter, that shit look horrible and hideous. Because she don't allow her daughters to just indiscriminately tear shit up. She likes them to tear up shit gracefully and beautifully so that the people can be in awe of the destruction. How can something that beautiful fuck some shit up that bad? Watch. If y'all don't take this shit serious, it's up to y'all. I don't owe y'all nothing, y'all owe me nothing. I gave what I gave freely. I gave what I gave freely. But it's up to the women now. Y'all gotta make that motherfucking connection. Once y'all get to a certain number, everything gives. It's called the 100 monkey effect. Look it up. The 100 monkey effect is what y'all after. But it's more people than it is monkeys, so we got to figure out a number. We don't know the number that it takes to affect the human. But we do know that our threshold is higher and that we more likely to be able to click together. When y'all women realize that y'all moving together on anything, they can't fuck with y'all. Yeah, I run into a problem because I give out a lot of information, Patricia, and sometimes they don't like for y'all to get the information, especially when I start giving it to the women. Now, if I was to be on here talking about some tear motherfucker down shit, and I don't like your leader and that leader ain't shit, then I would never have a problem. Like all them old conscious Negroes, And conscious motherfuckers that's in the way that's always starting shit with each other so they can have something to talk about instead of going ahead and break this shit free. Them the motherfuckers in the way, but they don't never have no problems with their videos. I want y'all to think about that. They never have a problem with their videos, but they always challenging somebody with their watered down information and don't know what the fuck they looking at. You know. So, I had to get that out there. It had to be known that I know how to break the oath without causing a negative backlash to the people I love. That their sisters willing to break this motherfucker, take this motherfucking oath and get the motherfucking bounty of heaven. And also that, my book of life is written. They can come read this shit. They can come read this shit. It's not, I can do this shit. I can write a book. I can write my connection to everything on earth. The shit is that simple. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born. I'm the Alpha and Omega. I'm the motherfucker came to bring this Babylonian shit to an end. I'm the one hewn from the mountain on Fairmont that rolled down to Strathmore and landed on the price that she paid in order to be able to pick up the mantle and redeem you motherfuckers. But there's too many motherfuckers, self-righteous, greedy, self-centered, motherfucking entitled ass motherfuckers on this bitch. They feel like everything ought to be about them. And that's why it's going to be so hard to get this shit moving, because these motherfuckers want it to only be about them. It ain't about you, motherfuckers. It's about the babies. It ain't about you. It's about the baby. So if everything we doing is not to secure our next generation and our future, we in the goddamn way. And I don't want to be in the way. If I done seen them in the way, motherfuckers get moved. And so, my phone just chimed in with 10%, which is my cue to charge it up, which is also my cue that it must be time to end this video, because I had to be going over an hour to be that low. So, review it. Share it with the sisters. Let them know. I'm going to break this shit one way or another. These motherfuckers not going to hold me hostage. And I will not be fucking denied what's rightfully mine that I earned with my motherfucking blood, sweat, and tears and my hard motherfucking work. I won't be denied. This my shit. I'm the crown prince. I'm the motherfucker that got to go to Africa, to the Congo, to the Holy Land to be crowned. America, the promised land. The Abzu, South Africa, the Congo is the Holy Land. America, the Promised Land. The Congo, Africa, Sub-Saharan, the Abzu, that is the Holy Land. Y'all got to understand the difference. That means that the world king can only be crowned on one continent. The king of the world can only be crowned on one continent. He can't be crowned on the Promised Land. He can't be crowned on the Atlant. He has to be on the Holy Land, the Abzu. Now, you can go over there. They all know I'm here. They cleaning that shit up over there. They doing they shit over there. They doing they shit. They cleaning it up. If you look at the presidents and the heads of state and their speeches over there in Africa, they cleaning that shit up. But they don't understand the nature of what it was all about anymore. That's the part they forgot. So I have to go tell them. Because if I don't tell them, we're going to be right back in this dumbass shit again. Because they ready to scratch out. They ready to kick ass and take names. They ready to Shaka Zulu these motherfuckers. Mau these motherfuckers. That's what they ready to do. They ready to Frantz Fanon these motherfuckers. And Walter Rodney, that's what they ready to do over there. They ready to get a payback from Muammar Gaddafi. That's what they ready to do. Listen to them. They not bullshitting. See, y'all been thinking that there was no way that we could have redeemed us. Africa got some shit over there to make modern technology look like bullshit. As you've seen in the movie Panther, they already know. So, make sure I don't got nothing else. Mama? Anything else? No. Alright, so, that look like that be the end of this one. Don't fall for the bullshit. Don't fall for the deceivers. Anything I tell you, I'm going to have to show it to you, because y'all have been lied to so much. If I don't do that, you won't believe me. If you 99% show, that's not good enough. You got to be 100. I'm that motherfucker. You gotta be 100% sure you know who the fuck I am. I'm the motherfucker that do everything that they said only one motherfucker can do. That's me. I'm that one motherfucker that can do it. All the other motherfuckers failed. I'm the only one that won. I won. I put in the work. I raised myself. I took the test and I passed that shit. I broke the first, second, and third chains of the bondages of hell. I'm waiting on my motherfucking people to call me and come home. I want y'all to let my motherfucking shit go. They know who I'm talking to. So if they don't, I'll be back for her when I get my motherfucking position. But every master involved in holding my shit gonna pay for this shit. I'm telling you now, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. This is the Red Lodge I'm talking to. Y'all dragging y'all feet. Y'all got my angel base sitting there waiting for no reason. For no reason. Y'all got Big Suge sitting there waiting for no fucking reason. I can keep going down the list. It's the Red Lodge dragging their feet. Blue Lodge is on the top, waiting. Let that motherfucking shit echo through the halls. The Red Lodge, the Shrine, dragging their feet. The 5. The 6 on point. All 6 of them. The 6 on point. It's the 5 dragging their feet. It's Venus dragging her feet. The Sun on point. So, what we gonna do, y'all? We can shake this shit up, or we can break this shit up. I'd rather just shake it up. I'd rather move so smooth and so clean with the women, pushing this shit the way it go, that all the motherfuckers say is, God damn, that shit was so smooth, we didn't even see it happening until it was too late. Because they all know I'm here. The Pope know I'm here. President know I'm here. The Vice President, the Senate, the Congress, the United Nations, the Parliament, the cabinets in all of the other countries that got them in cabinet form. The barristers know I'm here. All them motherfuckers know. All of them know. Ask Farrakhan. He'll tell you. Say, Farrakhan, is the son of man on earth right now? He gonna be like, yeah, God here. That's what he gonna tell you. Ask the fruit. It should be an echo through the entire nation by now. Ask Reza Islam is the one that they said is a man present. That guy they called a man, is he present? Now, only reason I'm not gonna do no God shit right now, because I'm bound by this blood oath. Because I've been waiting on these niggas to do some God shit and they ain't did no God shit yet. So, I'm letting them know that I can break this fucking oath. I can break this shit. But if I break it, I guarantee you, all you compass and square motherfuckers gonna get treated like the enemy. All you motherfuckers in the Red Lodge gonna get treated like the enemy. If I had to motherfucking forego my motherfucking people to get the rest of these people out, any one of you motherfuckers associated with the foot dragon are the ones that I won't come and see. Nope, I'm not coming to see you motherfuckers. Come see me. I'm the motherfucking king. I'm gonna send for you motherfuckers to come see me. And whatever price you pay, motherfucker, you pay. Get my shit to the house. I'm tired of playing these games with you motherfuckers. Y'all already know what's about to happen. Mama is almost to this bitch. And if I'm not in my proper position when she get here, all you motherfuckers that I told she said do your part that didn't do your part, y'all the motherfuckers that's gonna spontaneous combust. You the motherfuckers gonna be walking around this bitch on fire for no fucking reason. You the motherfuckers' whole life gonna go from sugar to shit. Watch Creflo Dollar bitch ass. Watch Creflo. He's gonna be a prime example for these holy rolling fake ass hustlers. You should have left that shit in the street, Cref. You don't motherfucking lie to the people in the name of the dollar. You lie to them in order to save their motherfucking soul. If you're gonna lie to them. You lie to them to save their soul, but you don't lie to them to get rich. So, I'm cut it right here because I don't think I got but a couple more. Yeah, I ain't got about 3% charge. So, all hail the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Know that I'm the only motherfucker that she ever birthed this motherfucking bad. All y'all, keep your head up, keep it going. Look it up.
Of the self, at what level to think. So when we talk about brain waves, alpha waves, zeta waves, etc., we looking at the influence of sound on the physical anatomy. What we is a meat suit. This is a micro organisms formulating a phalanx in order to produce the organism we call a human body. And all parts of creation is phalanx together in the same general format. So the music and the language, the words, go together to alter the psychology in order to change the way the mind receives and expels information in the cyclic formula.
Right.
And when you wake up the neocortex and the endocortex and the reptilian brain simultaneously, this gives you what you call higher levels of consciousness that require the three parts to work together as a whole. So now we call that holistic thinking when you're using the whole brain to think.
Right.
Right. So it's holistic thinking versus how they giving us homogenized thinking, which has been sanitized to only allow you to believe that you was a slave.
It's just like homogeneity.
Say it again.
That's like the word that describes that to a certain extent is homogeneity.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So when we get back to language, the reason why Nuwapic is going to be the new language is because it was created with the thought in mind that we don't want to be subjugated no more and that we have to change our thinking. And one of the things they took from us was our organic languages, the language we already spoke. So if they took our languages, the best thing to do is to reformulate a language based on the principles of linguistics that'll allow us to be born thinking at a higher level because it starts in the womb. That's why they have fetal psychology, because they want to catch the child in the womb and fuck up his thought patterns as early as possible.
So is that relative to the pronunciation of the words in Nuwabic and the meanings of the words? Because I noticed that all my years in teaching Nuwabic, I'm looking at the psychology of the language is very different from like the English language. It's very different insofar as to say there is specific things like when we're pointing out things in nature or natural phenomena, Nuwapic gives us the ability to define things in a way that in English they do not define it that way.
Yeah, well, look, phonetics is the pronunciation, and the pronunciation is tied into how the mouth is used to push the word out into the environment. What part of the tongue is used? What part of when are you using the roof of the mouth versus the back of the throat? All these are micro studies in understanding linguistics, right? Because we all know that the mouth does something different when you speak Arabic than when you speak English. The Semitic languages rely more on the back of the throat, where the modern English languages rely on the lips and the roof of the mouth. So you get a whole different effect off the language, right? And one of the things that make Baba qualified to even produce a language is the amount of languages he speaks, because he's thinking with multiple parts of the brain simultaneously in different languages. So you know what the word in this language does this, so I'm gonna put this word in my language, right? Or this sound. It goes to the music. Different instruments affect different chakras.
It sure does, because it sparks different emotions.
Right. And it's the same with the words. The words is based on the sounds. The sounds instruments is based on the sound. Right. So the drum not gonna get the same effect as the piano. Though you can get a similar effect if you know how to use them skillfully. The guitar is not gonna get the same effect as the saxophone. But you can get a similar effect if you can use them skillfully. We're trying to make a language. When you talk about making a language, you're trying to get people to not have the skill, but have the effect. So you create the language, you redefine the language. He who defines rules. You write the rules to the language, you write the rules that we all buy. So if you write a language that's rooted in righteousness and you're trying to overcome, divide, and conquer, you're writing what you call a universal language. If you're trying to write a language that is specific to a specific group in a specific geography, and that's no longer become a universal language, and there's no longer righteousness attached to it. It's an agenda come with it.
Right.
The Arab don't want the same thing out of life as Eskimo.
That's correct. So how does language affect us? Like, okay, so let's just go here with it. So I've been teaching the WAPIC for a number amount of years. And during my little journey, I noticed that more people were into the information of Nuwabu than actual Nuwabic. And they pretty much thought that matter of fact, we just had a conversation, and Brother Love was speaking with his sister the other day. They think that they have to have the scrolls or the Nuwabu as a prerequisite to get, new people into the journey or on the path without language. And what the Brother Love has been actually advising me of is, no, that's not true. The language is what's going to actually take us to the fifth dimension. What's your take on that?
I kind of agree with Brother Love, because the most of us became familiar with the language through studying the scrolls. Now, Nuwapic wasn't privy to the public in the 80s, but Baba was still putting information out since the 60s.
Right.
Right. Now, in the 90s, Nuwapic comes with the transition from Ansarullah to HTM.
Right.
Right. So the timing was critical. If you really look at it, if you want to get more depth into the history correlation of the production of the language to the masses, that didn't come to the forefront until after the Million Man March.
Right.
Right.
That's
now,
true.
Because of the events of the Nation of Islam with this Million Man March, he have to put the language out. Because what was done at the Million Man March, that level of unified energy of varying different tribal bloodlines converging on a central location, that was basically serving the corporation an eviction notice and giving them the notice that we about to take our shit back. Y'all got a certain amount of time to get the fuck on.
Okay.
And so the language has to now be forthcoming. You have to produce the language now. We have to put the language out for anybody that is a diligent student to learn it. Right? Because now, in order for us to take things to a higher frequency, we have to speak a language that's coming from a higher frequency. That was the purpose of it. That's the timing of it.
I was told recently that by a sister that, which she's changed her perspective, but I'm still going to put it out there, that all of the people who are promoting that we should teach people Nuwabic over Nuwabu is all men and not women. But then I guess she must have spoke with the sister, and the sister pretty much fell in line with it. Why aren't there the divine feminines promoting the language as more primary or as a prerequisite as opposed to Nuwabu?
Well, from my understanding, Nuwabu, Baba has some sisters actually penning the language with him.
Right.
But if you look at the sound right reason of Nuwapu, it's linear left brain. And we're in a linear left brain society. So when you're talking about language, you're talking about right brain abstract. And the women will come online with it when they are introduced to it and they understand it. Most of them are being taught more about the sciences of Nuwapu than they being taught about the linguistics of Nuwapic. So they know this. If they don't know nothing else, they know this. If you keep being a damn fool, you're going to keep being fooled by the damn fools that's fooling you. That's what they know. So when they pushing the Nuwabu, and they're not really focused on the languages, they already know that if you get enough of this Nuwabu, you're going to gravitate to the language. The women instinctively know that. They know you. As long as you can't be fooled, you're going to be instinctively drawn to learn the language. It's going to happen.
You think that's something that'll come naturally?
It has to. You can't study Nuwapu and not be drawn to Nuwapu. And it's the other way around too. Once you learn the language, the language is going to make you automatically use Nuwapu. So it's going from now you having to consciously use Nuwapu to talk to somebody to it being a subconscious function by knowing the language. You're tapping into a different level of understanding now. Or
right. Because like growing up in the Ansar Allah community, Pops always wanted us to focus on the language. The information was more for the outside world.
Yeah, because he knew once y'all got a grasp of the languages, the more definitions you know, the less likely you are to be deceived. Why you think all of his texts, he didn't just give you the information, he showed you the transliteration, the translation, and then he told you what it really means versus the implied meaning. A lot of translation get lost with the implication of the native speaker not being able to be carried over the literal word of the translator.
So
it's like little ways that in Leo talk that you could, like for instance, Psalms 91, Psalms 119. One is in Leo, one is in Key. You can feel the difference in them when you read the verses.
Yeah, you can, because there's two different tones, two different vibrations.
Now, a person that doesn't know enough to distinguish that will be trapped.
Why is that?
Because they can't tell that these are two different people. They think it's the same one God from Genesis to Revelation. They don't know that it's a